My name is Chris Perry. I'm with Kickoff Consulting. I'm a building construction solutions engineer. I work quite a bit with general contractors, trades and construction managers, as well as with architects and engineers. Today we're going to begin a series of videos. I have three that I'm going to be presenting. The first of which is going to be called How to Run a Coordination Meeting. Just some tips that we want to provide you. A couple of things about Kickoff. We have been a partner with Autodesk for 25 years as a reseller in the channel. And we are a gold partner currently, and we cover many realms within the Autodesk channel. We deal with architects, engineers on the infrastructure solutions side, of course the AEC side, building solutions, which is primarily what I deal with, fabrication markets, as well as the construction entities that utilize all the Autodesk portfolio of products. Now, the purpose of our videos here today is to try to get together some items that will help you as you plan and implement moving toward the idea of BIM and collaboration. And if you didn't get to attend a technology event that we provided earlier this year called Kickoff University, that's what these series will be found in under what we're calling CSU. So the three items that I'm going to be putting together in this first series, as I said, how to run a coordination meeting will be the first one, the topic today. The second will be top 5 steps to implementing BIM workflows, and followed at last by how to develop, refine, and augment BIM standards and enforcement. So getting to the topic of coordination meeting. A few items that I'll give to you. It's something that I've been involved with quite a bit. I've had GCs hire me to run coordination meetings. I've participated as the point for trades and other engineers, whatever trade they may be in, if it's fabrication based or otherwise. And I've participated quite a bit in coordination meetings. And what I've found to be one of the best first items is to begin with a kickoff meeting. If you are the VDC manager, getting everybody together is a prominent item. We can talk about specific needs of things. And one of those first items is the needed technology. What will everyone be using? Inside the Autodesk packages, Navisworks Manage has been prominent for us for years as a collision detection capability, and why we found that so valuable. But now with the advent and the greater usage of Autodesk 360 cloud-based tools, we have something called BIM 360 Glue. Now, Kickoff is a BIM 360 advisor, and Glue is one of the items that fits within that portfolio package. Accepted file formats will be dictated by the software that's determined to be used. So AutoCAD-based packages, whether it be fabrication, whether like CAD MEP that is good for HVAC and pipe process tools. Revit, one of my primary packages that I deal with, we're seeing a greater usage of that. Even things outside the realm of the Autodesk offerings can be supported by Navisworks Manage. When we get over to the Glue side of things, we're generally seeing ourselves work from also Navisworks that can receive and work with things inside of BIM 360 Glue, but primarily with Revit and also in AutoCAD. There are many advantages into using the Glue tool that we can talk about later, like point layout and things that can transition right to installation and site-based approach. What's the method of access of these files that we'll be generating? Are we using FTP sites? Are we using the A360 cloud possibly? Something called A360 Team that we're seeing more utilized, mostly on the collaboration for Revit side for the design teams, but also on the side where we can just simply share and easily access project-based models. But we may use anything such as Box or other Google Drives or different things that might be our sharing process. Time schedule will be very important. Are we meeting once or twice a week? As far as those frequency of meetings go, are we also doing meetings outside the general meeting? It's usually a good practice. It's also a process that's usually dictated by the BIM agenda that we sign off on before we begin a coordination project. So do I find my HVAC team meeting with my fire protection team offline? Are they doing things inside of the Glue package and Navisworks, and then having those collisions taken care of prior to the main meeting or meetings that happen each week? One of the most important things and the biggest hurdle to get over is project location and positioning. Probably one of the most important things to talk about during the kickoff meeting. Where are we going to upload our models, as far as where is our origin point going to be? It's a good idea to actually have a dry run, whether we do that in the kickoff meeting, or it's best, I think, to follow so that everyone is gaining access to the glue cloud or the FTP sites. That way they can alert the VDC manager if there are any problems that they can't access something, they don't have permissions or rights to do so. And then that the models are actually aligning, even if it's just a simple three-dimensional cube that you submitted as your particular mechanical model, electrical model, or whatever it may be, so that everyone is lining up together. And once that's out of the way, then we can launch with our first real meeting. Other items to consider. How about utilizing a teammate to drive the model as opposed to you as the VDC manager trying to do that yourself during a meeting while at the same time trying to govern everybody on the call? If we're on a GoToMeeting or some form of team share, then you want to eliminate as much as possible all the tasks at hand. So if you have someone that has been able to practice with you, practice and has familiarity with the model, having that backseat driver, that designated driver, will be very useful. They can be making markups, creating folders, moving models around, and addressing the things that are actually being discussed that you are managing as that VDC control. Being efficient with the time of yourselves as well as the team. Breaking up into discipline-specific review sessions, setting a time frame of 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever may be necessary, can be a real advantage. You can group together like items that have typical expected collision issues to address, whether it be steel detailing versus HVAC modeling, whether it's pipe, whether it's electrical versus some other item in the discipline lineup. Breaking that out will be a more efficient use of the team's time. They can get back to their coordination modeling, and you can move on to the next grouping. Creating an agenda can be very easy to start with, but sticking to it can be difficult, I've found myself. So if you can develop a practice of utilizing an agenda, it can be very useful. One thing that's helpful in doing so are creating the meeting notes from markups that are generating during previous sessions. Also, one of the advantages of Navisworks Manage is that from that collision detection tool, I can actually make an external report that can be shared, but I can use that as an agenda item. That way we're going back and reviewing all the items from the previous meetings, and as the review continues, to find better efficiency in how we deliver that. So hopefully these items will prove useful as you may be starting or you're continuing on and just looking for some better practice methods for coordination, review, and process modeling. So at Kickoff, we thank you for your time and hope that you'll find these items useful.